Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Analytica. I am Himanshu Shukla. Okay, so I would like to extend my thank you to Nilofer, Pragati, then we have Sonika, Krishna and Pandeji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your responses. Thank you so much for your the people who have watched and they have done the homework. So thanks for that. And yes, Nilofer, you have done the homework, but the homework has you have done only one homework. First thing. Second, problems you have identified, but after identifying the problems you have to look for the solution. You have to tell me as a DC what you will do, what will be your responses. You have identified the problem, that is well and good. Now you try to analyze and find out from your knowledge that you can take the help of schemes, as you have mentioned that malnutrition is one of the problem. So try to analyze from your existing knowledge how will you solve that problem, what schemes will you use, what kind of communication you will develop. Okay, so try to think on those lines, then only that is the benefit of then only it will help you. That is the benefit of the homework, right? So do that. Today also I will give homework. So last time you have done only one, finish the second one. Okay, Nilofer? Okay, so good that people are reaching out and they are doing the homework, they are watching the videos and they are utilizing the case studies. Again, thank you for all the messages and responses. Okay, so and yes, I'm sorry for the delay. This video was supposed to come yesterday, that is Friday, but today I was busy with some of the few of my work, so I couldn't record, but in 1 or 2 weeks things will be smooth, so everything will be on time. Okay, next. So let's start with the case study today. Today we are discussing question number 10 of GS4, that is 2020, and here 2020 paper we have taken and question number 10th we are discussing. Okay. So let's start with the case study. Okay, so the case study, in this case study you have to play a role of municipal commissioner where the municipal commissioner is honest, upright, and a scenario has been presented to you. Now it is a case study where you have to imagine yourself and you have to analyze the scenario as if you are the person who are responsible. Same was the case with the last case study where we discussed the as DC you had a scenario and you had to perform certain roles and responsibilities. Here as a municipal commissioner, now we'll try to see the scenario. Okay, so I hope you have read the question. Again, you can take the help of the previous slide which we had used, and also the question as mentioned, so you must be having the question. It is given in the description box as well. Use that. So scenario here is that a mall is being constructed and the roof has collapsed due to the poor quality of the material which has been used, and it has led to the death of the workers, and in that 2 workers were minor workers. So it is the scenario. Okay, now when you analyze, then you find that certain anomalies are there. One anomaly is with respect to the poor quality of material which has been used. Second anomaly is that you find that additional basement has been constructed, going against the rule which had allowed only one construction of one basement, and there was a plan passed for that. The plan was the zonal master plan of the city was planned, and in that certain area was to be left, certain green belt was to be left, keeping in mind the environment, but that area has been encroached in this case study. Also, the permission has for the construction of the mall has been given by one of your senior who happens to your close friend, also happens to be your friend, good friend, and related to that medical emergencies there that you have to take care. Now the builder, he is a close associate of the politician, and he is offering you that you don't do anything in future, I will give good benefits to you. If otherwise you do anything, then under POSH Act, that is Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace, there is a person who is waiting inside your office. He or she will complain against you. Now in this scenario, the question is asking Again, this is a 20-mark question, and 3 parts are there. You have to analyze, you have to discuss the ethical issues involved in this case study. So you have to discuss first part. Second part of the question is saying what are the options available in front of you, and third part is most interesting. Third part is the you can say where your actual role will come into picture. First part, discuss the ethical issues, that you have to analyze only. Options available, you will simply enumerate, okay, these are the options. Course of action, that checks your personality. Course of action is the actual test of that what will you do. Now as a municipal commissioner, you have to play a role and you have to tell what will you do. So that is the third part of the question. So 3 demands are there. You have to give equal weightage to all. 4 pages you will get, 20 marks are allocated. So don't give undue overemphasis or don't overemphasize any particular part of the question. Okay. So let's start. How will you introduce this case study? In introduction, what will you write? Any case study, make it a rule that you have to introduce and you have to conclude. In between, you have to fulfill the demand of the question which has been given. In this case, we have 3 demands. Okay. So what will be your introduction? This case study is demanding what? This case study is demanding justice for the laborers, justice for the migrant workers which who have died and rather who are injured as well. Okay, not only you have to take care of the people who have died, in fact you have to also take care of the people who are in need of medical emergency immediately, the other injured people. It is also demanding honest and upright investigation and punishment for the malpractices which are involved in this case studies, for the anomalies which has been identified or the anomalies which has been mentioned here. Okay, and it is demanding your commitment towards your duty, your commitment towards the constitutional values as a municipal commissioner. How will you uphold the values of your responsibilities? How will response in that scenario? How will you uphold or upheld? How will you uphold the constitutional values? So that is the demand of the case study. And also you have to show certain empathetic attitude. In fact, you have to show your servitude towards the weaker section of the society, towards the seat or the power or the authority which you are holding, right? So this way you will introduce the case study. Now, after introducing, you will go and jump to the first part of the question. The first part of the question is saying, discuss the ethical issues involved. Okay, fine. So ethical issues. So multiple ethical issues are there. When we have to analyze, we will analyze one by one, and that too keeping in mind all the issues. Then only you can think broadly. Then you can have multiple dimensions that how to think. Okay. So first ethical issue is with respect to the constitutional values. We will discuss one by one. Second is with respect to the business ethics and work ethics. Business ethics and work ethics. Third, there has been a violation of rule, violation of law has happened. So that is another violation of law and rule. Fourth, deriving from the violation of law and rule has happened, from that only you will derive that compromise of duty, compromise with the duty by the officials has happened. So violation of rule, why it has happened? Because there has been compromise with duty by the officials, and if they have done something, they have not inspected or not, we will discuss them one by one. Then it has led to some environmental problems. So the principles of sustainability were not taken care. So environmental ethics related some ethical issues are there. Okay, then we have 2 more ethical issues. One is with respect to that certain elements of certain things are against the administrative ethics, and certain things here the element of fear has been involved. So obstruction of duty is there. Okay, so one is with respect to administrative ethics, and next is with respect to the element of fear and obstruction of duties. So that also we will discuss. Okay, so we'll discuss them one by one. With respect to the constitutional issues, values, here due to the collapse of the roof, the collapse of the poor quality of material has been used, and because of that what has happened? Because of that the building has collapsed, people have died and people are injured. So what has been affected? Their right to life, that is Article 21. They have been devoid, rather their fundamental right has been affected, that is right to life, right to dignified life, because of the compromise at the compromising the safety at the workplace. So that was an issue. Because of the due to the malpractices which are involved in this case study has led to the death and accident there. So that is another issue, that we as the municipal commissioner or the authorities, they couldn't provide the basic fundamental right to our laborers. So that has been compromised. With respect to the business ethics and work ethics, this case studies tells that due to the malpractices, due to the compromise with the quality of the products, here in case the compromise the quality of the material, there has been compromise with the business ethics, the way the your builder, the way the company is functioning. So there has been compromise at that level. Just imagine if that building would have been delivered to the consumer and the consumer would have died. Don't you think that it would have affected the consumer right? Yes, it would have affected. So if it would have affected the consumer right, then it is not good business ethics, right? Next is with respect to the work ethics. The person here, the builder, what he is doing, he is threatening you. Rather, he is instilling, or he is getting his work done with the help of, by influencing people, by instilling fear in people. So if that fear is there, if that due to fear, due to power, due to influence, he is getting his work done, do you think it is a good work culture? Do you think it is a good work ethics? No, it is not. So there is a compromise of work ethics, there is compromise of the values of business ethics. So all these things we have to keep in mind. Okay, so this was our second point. Third point, violation of rule and law has happened. So violation of rule, we have seen that there was a zonal, what is the keyword here, zonal master plan of the city is there, and in that green belt and slip road was provided. So that has been compromised, so that rule has been violated. Under Child Labor Act, second point. So here we have 2 points. First is with respect to the zonal master plan of the city. Second is with respect to the Child Labor Act. Under Child Labor Act, this is one of the hazardous activity. This is one of the hazardous business where the minors have died because of the safety. There was poor quality material which was used and the building has collapsed. So under that, minors were being used, their services were being were taken at the workplace, and that is illegal, that is a crime. So here under Child Labor Act and here under zonal master plan, the rule, there has been violation of rule or law. Next, compromise with the duty by the officials. There, it was their duty to inspect the place, it was their duty to approve, it was their duty to respond to the scenario, it was their duty to check the malpractices, it was their responsibility to be accountable, to be transparent. And what they are doing, one of your close friend has approved that. So what it shows, there is nexus. It shows that people have compromised their values, their integrity, their honesty, right? So compromise with the duty has happened, and also they have violated their code of conduct, their code of ethics. It has been violated, and if these things are happening, do you think that people are following rule or law? No, they are bypassing their rule and law, and due to this bypassing, additional basement has been constructed, right? So we will write all these things here. Okay, and commitment to its duty, code of ethics, code of conduct, constitution, all these things you will write. Environmental ethics, how will you link? Here the principles of sustainable development and growth have been violated. How? Due to this encroachment in the green belt, due to encroachment of the slip road. So the principle of sustainability has been not kept in mind. There was a plan in the zonal master plan, but that has been violated. चलता है, कर लेते हैं encroach, देखेंगे, case लड़ेंगे, all those attitudes. So it is a compromise with the environmental ethics. This is a serious issue in this case study. We have to keep in mind. अगर हम ऐसे ऐसे छोटे छोटे issues को लेके अगर नहीं लिखेंगे, then we won't get marks. So remember this, that environmental ethics is very important thing, and that has been subtly mentioned here, that green belt has been encroached. So you have to include the principles of sustainable development. Next is administrative ethics, how it has been violated, or there are certain elements of favoritism, nepotism, or unholy nexus between the bureaucrats, politicians, and for that matter corporates is involved in this case study. Your colleagues are putting unnecessary pressure on you rather than supporting you and telling you to come do your work with freedom. What they are telling you, that go slow. So there is a compromise there. They are not efficient. So there is a compromise with the administrative ethics in this case. Okay, and builder is one of the close associate relative rather of the politician. So don't you think that there will be favoritism and nepotism? Definitely there will be. Okay, भैया हैं, चाचा हैं, चाचा हमारे विधायक हैं. How many people have watched that web series? Anyways, you should watch so that you can quote in such examples, them as examples. Next is fear, obstruction of duties. So this builder, what he is doing, is bringing into his power, his influence by, and thus he is threatening you, he is pressurizing you, and he is not letting you do his duty, your duty, by instilling fear of Posh Act, by creating unnecessary pressure of Posh Act, and basically under CRPC, if somebody is threatening you and somebody is creating fear, and if they are obstructing you in performing their duty, then it is a crime under CRPC. And if that is a crime, then what is happening? You are unable to perform your duty. And if it is a crime, then it is one of the ethical issue, that the person is not law abiding, the person is using his influence. Okay, so according to me, these were the 7 ethical issues which were involved in this case study, and we have to take care of every small thing, be it of environment, be it of our colleagues, our seniors, our friends, most importantly the weaker section of the community, and medical emergencies, whatsoever was there in the case study. You have to think from that point of view, then only you will get more points, more ethical issues. Jumping to the next part of the question, second part of the question. This was our first part, which was ethical issues. Second part is asking options. So my dear friends, what are the options in front of us? There are only 2-3 options. The question is straightforward, asking options. So don't give too much of weightage, too much of importance, and too much of analysis to it. Rather mention directly that what are the options available. 1, you will yield under the pressure. So what you are going to do? You will yield to the pressure. Yielding to the pressure, then escaping from the scenario, and third would be not yielding and rather performing your duty. Okay, these 3 options are there in front of you. Underreach, what we will discuss, we'll see underreach what we have to do. To yield under pressure by assuming the things that politician will favor his relative, he will favor the builder, there is not to do anything. There is a fear of getting trapped in Posh Act due to this threat. There is a fear inside you, and you will think that it might spoil or it might affect your career. So by assuming such things, you will yield under pressure, and you will in fact help the builder. Next, to resign, to go on the leave, seat transfer, etc., etc., etc. They all belong to same category, that is escapist attitude, running away from your responsibility, not performing your duty, for that matter not facing the scenario itself. Thus, you don't have any problem solving attitude. You don't have that courage. Courage of conviction is not there. You don't have courage to take action against something going wrong in front of you, right? Then running away from the responsibilities, duties, escapist attitude, such things you will write here. Next we have third option, that is performing your duty. Here what you will do? You will uphold your values, you will abide by your principles, your ethics, your morality, and you will uphold the constitutional values. In fact, you will perform your duty with the commitment. So in this, what will you do? In this, you will try to provide justice to the victims. You will not try to, you have to. You will uphold the laws and rules. You will investigate and punish the culprits. You will bring in the necessary reforms and changes so that such things doesn't, to avoid such things in future. And then what you will do? You will not yield to the builder. You will not let him obstruct your duty, your responsibility. Okay, so these things are there. You will perform your duty. Now, most important thing. So now you can see that here 7 ethical issues are there. So give important, sufficient space and more time to this part. Options, just 3 options are there. Either you will yield, or you will perform, or you will run. So just mention that. Next part is again very crucial. It is asking for third thing. Third step, it is asking for course of action. So this has to be logical, and here you should include every minute thing, every minute detail you have to include, right? And you have to take care that you don't skip any single thing, and it has to be very logical. A step-by-step process should be there. Okay, so course of action, 3-4 course of action, or rather 5-6 are there. We'll see one by one how, what to do, what not to do. Okay. Okay, before this, I wanted to give one homework. Here we have seen that that is the first homework of the day. We have seen in the case study that there has been death of the laborers. Who are laborers in the cities? They are migrant workers. So you have to, and this has been very much in news. So take this as a homework, take this as a challenge, and you have to analyze the problems being faced by the migrant workers in the city. So this is very simple. Just think and write down in the comment section. I will wait for your responses, and let's see who writes more problems, more challenges. I'm not asking for the solution as well. I'm just simply asking you to note down and pin down all the problems which you think that there are problems in the problems which are being faced by the migrant workers in the city. So this is your first homework for the day. So let's wait for your responses. Coming to course of action. So course of action, what do you think? What will be your course of action as municipal commissioner? So first thing is first, whenever any such problems are happening, any such issues are there, you will do this is accident, mishappening has, people have lost their life. So what you will do? You will do the spot check, spot visit. You will visit the spot. You will visit the spot. There what you will do? You will analyze the scenario first. Then you will get the detailed report from the officials who were involved there, who were taking care of that site, who have approved or who were responsible for all the take care that koi rule to violate nahi ho raha and all. So whosoever has been involved, you will take a written report. So mind it, spot visit, analyzing the scenario, rather I should write. So you have to analyze the scenario, then you have to take written report, detailed report. So basically panchnama, detailed report leni hai unse. Okay, and you have to fix the responsibilities of the people who are involved in that. After fixing their responsibilities, you will take the analysis from them, take the report, you yourself have analyzed the scenario, you have fixed the responsibilities. This you have done after the spot visit. Okay, third is fixing responsibilities. Next what you will do, you will organize a press meet, and in that press meet you will give a press note that what all has happened and what your basic on prima facie whatever you have observed and what the report has told. On that report you will organize a press meet and you will release the note telling the scenario, telling that who is responsible and what all, and what will be your course of action with respect to investigation and all, what you will do. So this is your second step. Third course of action should be immediately in between a spot visit and your press note. Your first priority, then press note should be second point rather, this should be your third point, press meet. You will organize the immediate medical emergency. You will take care of the medical emergencies of the people who are injured. You will go for their screening, medication, or follow up their stories, their status. Medical relief will be provided. Compensation to the died people will be taken care. So you will proceed for those things. Then your fourth step would be, you will, after analyzing the scenario, you have now analyzed the scenario, you have visited, you have taken the report, you have done the press meet. Now you know the builder is close relative of the politician. What will you do? You should make a visit and meet the politician. You should explain him all the scenario, that what all has happened, and how challenging it is, and who the people who are have lost their life, they come from vulnerable section and all, and if I go for any favoritism and all, then it will affect your career. You will try to tell him objectively that it is not good for you, it is not good for you being a minister, it is not good for your party, right? So in long term it will harm you. So you will tell him the scenario, you will discuss with him, you will explain all the legal aspect, what all has been violated and and how it will affect. In long term it will be ultimately harm to the minister. After explaining all these to him, even if he insists, no, you do the favoritism, then you should say, okay sir, you give me a written report, I will go ahead. That they will not do, right? So always in government case studies, or whenever you will become a civil servant, go for written orders, written explanations, written things, so that everything will be documented and it will be well reported as well. You will be transferred, you don't know who has come, they will put allegations on you, so everything should be documented and well reported. So this will be your fifth step, visit politician and discuss these things. Next, what you will do after this, again in between somewhere, you will start the investigation on the basis of the detailed report. Investigation will be made, okay? Post report, investigation has to be started. So material, what kind of material, what was the quality of the material, that should be taken care. So you will involve Bureau of Indian Standard, that is a national standard agency. So they will analyze that, okay, the quality was substandard quality and that has been compromised. So that is there. You, after fixing the responsibilities, now you know that who all were involved at the official level. So independent and fair and internal. Since your friend is also involved, it should be independent, it should be without of conflict of interest, and there should be a fair report, inquiry should be made with respect to the officials who were involved and what all laws have been violated, and how this nexus has helped the builder and the politicians or whosoever is involved. Okay, and that report you should make, whatever report you have got, it should be made public, as we have made it public through a press note. You will give show cause notice to the officials who are involved, that why no action should be taken against them. So in investigation you are doing all these things. You are taking care of BIS thing we have discussed, then show cause notice. Okay, so all this investigation you are doing. Okay, whosoever you can meet and discuss, independent inquiry will be done. Okay, on the basis of the inquiry, after the investigation, you can also cancel the, and it is, of course, definitely it is a big project, so it would have gone through e-tender process only under what is the government scenario now. The license would have been given to the builder to construct, so you can cancel on the basis of the malpractices, you can cancel the license of the builder, so that action also you can take. So cancelling of license, that should be part of your course of action. Next, what now you have met, you have analyzed, you have cancelled the license, what you will do, even if that person is threatening you, you will make a police complaint, you will complain, you will lodge a complaint in police by telling that the person, the builder is not letting you to do your duties, he is creating obstruction, he is obstructing you in performing the duty. So that is under CRPC, as we have discussed, it is a crime, so that will be taken care by the police. So that is another. So these are your immediate responses, or in short term you will do all these things. In medium to long term, what you have to ensure, that should be also one of the course of action. In medium to long term, that is medium to long term, 2-3 steps you have to ensure. First, you will collect the database of the such programs, such activities, such new constructions which are going on in your area under your jurisdiction. You will do the surprise audit of material quality, whether any substandard material is being used or not. You will check if some bylaws of the municipality are being violated, or yes or no. Then you will also, second step, you will also take care that what in future, whatever process is happening of tendering, it has to be more transparent. The inspection, it has to be more regular. Audit has to be more regular of quality of violation and all. So transparency and accountability mechanism you have to take care from in medium to long term as a municipal commissioner, right? So this you will take. So yeah, so we have discussed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 9 steps we have discussed. So that will be a course of action one by one, keeping in mind, always keep in mind from short term to long term. Remember this point, okay? So this is it with respect to the course of action. And next, you must conclude the case studies. So in conclusion, you can use quotations. Yes, you can use quotations. You can use the case studies. Here what you will say before jumping to the quotation, you will say, thus, I will not yield to the pressure. I will do my duty with courage of conviction. As a public servant, I have some responsibilities. I have to uphold my constitution. By using all such words, you will conclude, and then you will mention a quote. You will mention the quote, very famous quote of APJ Abdul Kalam, our honorable former president. You will tell that if you salute the duty, then there is no need to salute anyone. But if you pollute your duty, then you have to salute everyone. So this quotation is very apt for this case study. Okay, and by using such quotations, you will end up the case study. So remember this, that collect such quotations which are helpful for your essay, which are helpful for your case studies and GS answers as well. So this is it for today's case study. And yes, I have second homework for you all. Second homework, first homework with respect to migrant workers. So here we have seen a scenario where the corruption is happening, and corruption nexus, unholy nexus is there, favoritism is happening. So you have to take care of all those things. Now, let me ask a very simple. In the first homework, I have asked problems. Here I am asking solution. There is widespread, rampant corruption happening in India. Now you suggest me what could be the possible suggestions or reforms, solutions to stop corruption in India. Okay. So this is again interview type of question. People will ask this in an interview, that how to stop corruption, or even in answers you have to write. So think logically from every dimension. This is very basic homework. So again, I will wait for your response in the comment section. Do let me know the answer of your homework. Okay, Nilofer and other people also, Pragati, Sonika ji, Pandey ji, whosoever is writing regularly, following regularly, please give me responses. And that's it for the day. Enjoy and keep writing the case studies. Thank you. Bye-bye.